2 years later, Pharaoh had a dream. He saw 7 fat, healthy cows grazing by the Nile. Suddenly, 7 thin, ugly cows came up and ate the fat cows, but they remained just as thin. Pharaoh had a second dream. 7 full, good heads of grain grew on a single stalk. Then 7 thin heads, scorched by the east wind, swallowed the healthy heads. Pharaoh awoke, troubled by these dreams. In the morning, Pharaoh called all the wise men and magicians of Egypt, but no one could interpret the dreams. Then the chief cupbearer remembered Joseph and said, "When I was in prison, a young Hebrew interpreted my dream, and everything happened just as he said." Pharaoh sent for Joseph, and he was quickly brought from prison. Pharaoh said, "I have had dreams, and no one can interpret them, but I have heard you can." Joseph replied, "I cannot do it, but God will give Pharaoh the answer he desires." Pharaoh told Joseph his 2 disturbing dreams of the cows and the grain. Joseph said, "Both dreams mean the same thing. God has revealed what he is about to do. The 7 fat cows and 7 good heads of grain are 7 years of abundance. The 7 thin cows and 7 withered heads of grain are 7 years of famine. The famine will be so severe that the years of abundance will be forgotten." Joseph continued, "Let Pharaoh appoint a wise and discerning man over Egypt. Have them collect 1/5 of the harvest during the 7 good years and store the grain in the cities. This will keep the country from being ruined by famine." Pharaoh and his officials agreed, and Pharaoh said, "Can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God?" He turned to Joseph and declared, "Since God has made all this known to you, there is no one so discerning and wise as you. You shall be in charge of my palace, and all my people will submit to your orders. Only with respect to the throne will I be greater than you." Joseph's life shows us the power of God's timing and faithfulness. Even after years of waiting in prison, Joseph's faith and gift of interpretation led to his elevation and purpose. Trust that God's plan will unfold in his perfect time, even when we don't see it yet.